So asthma is a very common condition that we see in children. In fact, it's the commonest long-term condition, and it's a condition where the airways become inflamed and twitchy. It's something that we can easily control with the right medication, but the difficulty is making sure the child is taking the medication properly. Asthma Friendly Schools are really important. What we are looking for with Asthma Friendly Schools are schools that have all of the right policies and protocols in place, and actually most of them already do. Access to an emergency inhaler, an asthma register so they know who has asthma within their cohort of children, an asthma action plan for each child, and then the really important bit is that we want at least 85% of all school staff to have done some training. The training is not difficult, it takes about an hour, and it helps the staff to know what asthma is, when and how to use an inhaler, and what to do in an asthma emergency.
It really wasn't an onerous process at all because much of what's required as a school we already had in place. One of the things is our asthma policy within our first aid policy. We now have a discrete policy for asthma with real clear instructions and support for staff within that policy.
So all staff did the training, and what we did was on our inset days or staff meetings, time was allocated for the staff to go and do this training. And the best thing with the training was that you didn't have to do it in an hour, so you could do it in short spots. So if you had a little time, you could start some of it, then save it and then go back to it as well. In fact, it's quite an interesting training course to do.
There are children with asthma in every classroom across our school. All staff now are aware of what they need to do, how they need to manage the children. Everything that they need is in the classrooms so that our children are safe.
My asthma makes me feel like it's sometimes bad. It stops me from doing like sports and things I like doing. If I don't get to do the things I want to do, it makes me annoyed. I need to like take my brown inhaler twice in the morning and twice at night, every day.
In our first aid bags we have all the children's inhalers, but we also have an emergency inhaler. There is also an emergency inhaler held in the play box that's taken outside into the playground. And we have an emergency inhaler in the office, which is in a box labelled emergency inhaler. All the bags will have a list of the children who need the inhalers and where they will find the inhalers. Okay, Grace, when you need your inhaler, what do you do?
I get it out of my school bag.
Yeah.
And I shake this bit and I put the spacer around my mouth.
Good girl.
And press this down.
Okay. And then what do you do?
I take deep breaths.
Okay, and then what do you do after that?
I press it down again and take some more until I'm feeling better.
Good girl, well done.
So what we'd like to see is a complete network of asthma friendly schools, so all of the schools across Gloucestershire taking part in this initiative, so that wherever children go to school, they're safe, and we know that children in school are being looked after by staff that are confident in what's happening.
By having all staff confidently able to manage children with asthma in their classroom ensures that our children at our school are really safe.
It makes me feel confident and more happier.